Hello Lay, how are you mate? It's just a little bit of a video here for you to have a look at if you're interested on just the way I do things here. I live in Nackaby in South Australia, so we get pretty warm here. I run things by solar here, and I don't think I know too many people that run their fish system by solar, but I'll let you have a little bit of a look. Excuse the wiring, it looks a bit messy, but it is not tied into the grid, and it's all run with kick-out switches and that, so it is very safe. So here we go. There you go mate, I run two charge controllers. They come in at 24 volt, that's two 40 amp and a 50 amp. It goes down converted to 12 volt for the batteries, which I run 1200 amps. So I can even run stuff inside if I need to and I lose power. That's a 3000 watt inverter. So I run everything off of 240, basically off this 12 volt system. I have two pumps in there, a 12 volt pump and a 240. It's running off the 240, which is running off the solar currently. I can change over at any time. They're both 5,000 litres. I'll just turn the lights on. So my little wrench is pretty happy, but we've got some holes down there running right around the pipe. So when they do their poos and wees, that all goes up through the system, up through the top, which the water pushes it down. It goes through the pipe work, into the swell, into the bio, and into the sump, which I'd like to get a bigger sump one day. That's only 160. So if I actually turn the system off, I've got to be careful I don't overflow. So, yeah, so as you can see, that runs, all this part here is ran from that system there. The air actually runs everything, and the air is run to loop around the shed, like that, and that also runs off the solar system. If I just poke my head up here, you can see there's a 240 pump and a 12 volt pump, which I can click over and change as need be. So I do have various valves on the bottom of them which run out through the garden, through the wall there. Now this here, that's about 500 litres. They're linked together like that, and that I submerge those U-shaped PVC pieces, flip them up in there, and it keeps the water flowing from one to the next. And as you see, I can top up with the valves that come up through every one, and then I just put a hose in the top which I want to drain out, and it goes out through those holes there. So that is my system. Just a little question. Well, something I heard you say to I think she's a Polish lady, saying about the difference in temperatures. I'm a great believer in the fluctuation of temperature. Seasonal, the 4 seasons are fantastic for fish. I don't keep them with heaters on. But one thing I do say is here in Australia we'll get up to 44, 45 degrees quite often, and I have had my water at 32 degrees quite regularly for long periods of time. I've never lost a fish through heat. Never. They have still survived alright. Fair enough, I don't disturb them much so they don't get too stressed out in that, but as long as the temperature fluctuates quietly, it's okay. But normally winter 11 degrees the water gets down to, and as I said, can get up to about 32 degrees. But yeah, I hope you find this interesting, Lay. I think it's pretty good. I still want to improve, but there you go. Thanks very much for listening to me.